The third experiment is the current induced by the change current. So again we have a similar coil, a tightly wound coil, copper insulated coil, connect to a galvanometer, HT galvanometer G, and in the vicinity we have another coil. Now the coil is connected to a cell or a battery through a key. Okay, and stationary. This coil is fixed at one position, this coil is fixed at another position, but they are in vicinity with each other. So what happens when we switch on the key? When we press the key, the current starts flowing in this. Now the current in this coil, when we switch on the key and the key is on, then current goes from 0 to maximum value, because the current initially is 0. When we switch it on, the current according to the resistance adjusts and find its maximum value in some time t, very small time t. So that is how the current increases from 0 to maximum. And as the current increases from 0 to maximum, what happens? The magnetic field, that is B, goes from 0 to maximum due to the current in this coil. So that means the magnetic field is changing. The magnetic field is changing. So when magnetic field is changing, magnetic field linked with this is also changing. And the galvanometer will show a deflection, which will be momentary for time t only. So momentary deflection in galvanometer. Okay. So once again, we have this coil connected galvanometer. This coil is connected to a cell or a battery through a key. And the key is pressed, the current starts, the current increases from the maximum value. It will take some time, fraction of a time. And while this current is increasing, the magnetic field linked due to this coil, developed in this coil also increases from 0 to maximum. That is, magnetic field changes for this much time. Now magnetic field is changing for this small time interval. The same changes appear here also. So because this is close to each other, magnetic field linked with this also changes from for this momentary period of time. Now when we already know now past experiment, so whenever there is change in the magnetic field linked to a closed circuit, it's a current used in that closed circuit. So galvanometer will show a deflection for a very small interval of time till the current reaches its maximum value. Now another case is when we switch it off. So when key is off, key off means what? Current will go from maximum to 0, because current before stopping was maximum. When we switch it off, the current will go to 0 from maximum. For example, 5 ampere to 0 ampere. So current is changing. Again, current is changing. B will also go from maximum to 0. So that is changing. Okay, so B is changing. Then B linked with the coil with the galvanometer is also changing. So what we see is momentary deflection in galvanometer, but now in opposite direction. So this is what we observe in this area. So here the only difference is there is no movement in the coil, but the current is changing. And with the change in current, there is a magnetic field developed in the coil that also changes. Now because magnetic field linked with this developing in this is changing, magnetic field linked to this is also changing, and therefore we see a deflection in the galvanometer. So when the magnetic field is increasing, the deflection is if the deflection is towards right, then if the magnetic field is going from maximum to 0, deflection will be towards left. The direction of current will change with the way, with the change in the way the magnetic field linked with this coil is changing. Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. So number one, the first law is whenever the amount of magnetic flux linked with a coil or a circuit, or rather a closed circuit, changes, an EMF. Okay, in closed circuit the current is induced, but otherwise in a circuit an EMF is induced. An EMF is induced in the circuit. Okay, the induced EMF lasts as long as the change in magnetic flux continues. Okay, so that is what we have inferred from this experiment. So whenever the amount of magnetic flux linked with the coil or circuit changes. So when does this amount changes? Whenever while the magnet or the coil is in motion. An EMF is induced in the circuit. There's a potential difference induced in the circuit. EMF is the electromagnetic force, and this induced EMF lasts as long as change in magnetic flux continues. So as long as the magnet or coil is in motion, this induced EMF remains. When the motion stops, the change stops, and therefore the EMF also becomes 0. And when the circuit is closed, because of this EMF, the current is induced. Okay, because the circuit is closed, the current is induced in that circuit. So once again, whenever the amount of magnetic flux linked with the coil or circuit changes, that while we move the magnet away or towards the coil, this magnetic flux changes. An EMF is induced in the circuit. तो उस सर्किट के अंदर एक EMF इलेक्ट्रोमोटिव फोर्स इंड्यूस हो जाती है, और जब वो सर्किट क्लोज कर देते हैं तो वही इलेक्ट्रोमोटिव फोर्स उसमें करंट चलाती है, तो उसको बोलते हैं इंड्यूस्ड करंट. इंड्यूस्ड EMF लास्ट, that means if the circuit closed, the current will last as long as the change in magnetic flux continues. जब तक वो चेंज चलता रहता है मैग्नेटिक फ्लक्स का लिंक विद द कॉइल, तब तक वो ईएमएफ बनी रहती है. जब वो चेंज बंद हो जाता है तो ईएमएफ वो जीरो हो जाती है, फिर उसमें करंट भी नहीं चलेगा. So that is the first law of electromagnetic induction given by Faraday. The second law, according to the second law, the magnitude. Now we'll talk about the magnitude of EMF. कितनी EMF बनती है? The magnitude of EMF induced in the circuit is directly proportional to the rate of change of the magnetic flux. Rate of change of magnetic flux linked with the circuit. तो मैग्नीट्यूड, कितना मैग्नीट्यूड बनेगा, ईएमएफ कम बनेगी ज्यादा बनेगी, किस पे डिपेंड करेगा कि किस रेट पे मैग्नेटिक फ्लक्स चेंज हो रहा है. और ये हमने डिस्कस किया था एक्सपेरिमेंट में कि मैग्नेट को तेजी से ले हैं तो ये ज्यादा करंट मिलता है गैल्वेनोमीटर में, और धीरे से लाते हैं तो करंट कम मिलता है. तो दैट इज कॉल्ड द रेट और ऑफ चेंज ऑफ मैग्नेटिक फ्लक्स. क्योंकि जब धीरे से लाते हैं तो मैग्नेटिक फ्लक्स धीरे से चेंज होता है, कम रेट से चेंज होता है और विद रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम. और अगर तेजी से लाते हैं तो मैग्नेटिक फ्लक्स तेजी से चेंज होता है. तो दैट इज कॉल्ड द रेट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ मैग्नेटिक फ्लक्स. तो तेजी से लाएंगे मैग्नेट को, rate of change of magnetic flux will be high and the EMF induced will be the magnitude will be higher. But if we bring the magnet slowly towards the coil, the rate of change of magnetic flux will be slow and small, and therefore the EMF developed will also be small. So that is how the magnitude of EMF is induced is proportional to the rate of change of magnetic flux. Now we'll get the expression for this EMF. Suppose or if phi1 we use for magnetic flux, if phi1 is the amount of magnetic flux, magnitude of magnetic flux, there is a magnitude of the magnetic flux with a coil at any time, at say time t1. Okay, and phi2 is again the magnitude of magnetic flux linked with the same coil at time t2. Okay, so flux at time t1 and flux at time t2, that means flux has changed from phi1 to phi2. So now the change in flux will be, and let's say t is equal to t2 minus t1, that is a time interval in which the flux has changed from phi1 to phi2. Then the rate of change of flux will be phi2 minus phi1 divided by t. That is how the flux will change. Okay, so this is the rate of change of magnetic flux. Now, according to Faraday's,
E is proportional to this rate of change of flux. So E is directly proportional to phi 2 minus phi by 2. Now equality, E will be equal to K phi 2 minus phi 1 divided by T. Okay, where K is the constant of proportionality, and in the given system of units, the value of K is 1. We choose units in such a way that what are units of phi and T and EMF are. If we use proper units, the value K is, and therefore E is equal to phi 2 minus phi 1 divided by T. Okay, so that is the expression for EMF induced. Now if d phi is small change in magnetic flux, in small interval of time, let us say dt, then E will be equal to d phi divided by dt, and we'll put a minus in front of it. We'll discuss this in the coming topic, but minus indicates that the induced EMF always opposes any change in magnetic flux linked with the circuit. So जो EMF की जो डायरेक्शन होती है, जो डिवेलप होती है EMF इस तरह से होती है कि जो मैग्नेटिक चेंज हो रहा है उसको अपोज कर सके. दैट इज द डायरेक्शन ऑफ इंड्यूस्ड EMF. Okay, so negative sign we'll discuss in the next topic. In the meantime, let me tell you that the induced EMF always opposes the change in the magnetic flux linked with the coil or the circuit. So this is given by Lenz's law, which we are going to discuss in the next topic. Now E is equal to minus d phi by dt if there is a single turn coil. But if there are n number of turns of the coil, we can see E will be equal to minus n d phi by dt, because now the magnetic flux is linked with the coil is changing for all the n number of turns. So for one turn, E is equal to minus d phi by dt, and if there are n number of turns in the coil, the EMF will be n times. Okay. Okay, Lenz's law. This law, using this law, gives us the direction of induced EMF or current in the circuit. According to this law, the direction of induced current if it is a closed circuit, it will be a induced current, is such that it opposes the change opposes the change in the magnetic flux responsible for its production. So whichever magnetic flux was responsible for the production of magnetic field, the induced current or EMF in the circuit opposes that. That means this is called inertia. We know inertia is the opposition to change. So while the magnet is moving, magnetic flux is changing. So because of this inertia of the coil, which does not want the magnetic flux linked with the coil to change, it induces in itself the EMF or current, and the current or EMF induced is the direction is such that it opposes that change, so that the coil may have the same magnetic flux, that is the flux does not change with time. So that is how the direction of induced current uh, is induced in that coil. Okay, so let us understand this better. Suppose we have this coil. This is the other end, this is this end, and the coil may look like this. So coil is like this, and this is the back, this is the front portion, this is the back portion. So this is the coil, and this is a magnet. Suppose we discuss the case of magnet, north pole and south pole. We know the direction is from north to south, like this. Okay, and it is moving towards the coil. So what happens? When it is moving towards the coil, initially when it is far away, the magnetic flux leaving the coil is changing from low to high. Okay, initially it was low. Now as it is moving towards the coil, it is changing towards high value. Okay, so this high value, the change is from low to high. But the coil, due to inertia, would not like that change. So that is why it produces its own magnetic field, which is opposite to this change, so that the magnetic flux linked with the coil remains same. So we will oppose this change. So how to oppose this change? This change can be opposed if this north pole is repelled from uh, coming close to the coil. So that there is a force of repulsion and this change does not occur. So what will happen in that case? This phase of the coil, the current in the coil starts flowing in such a direction that this phase of the coil becomes a north pole. Okay, and we know for this phase of the coil to become north pole, the current should be flowing in the anti-clockwise direction. So direction of current will be anti-clockwise, so that this becomes a north pole, and the direction of magnetic field developed due to this current in the coil will be against the